What if we told you that the most fearless artist in the Knowles family isn't the one headlining the Super Bowl? What if behind the glitz, the Grammy sweeps, and the sold-out stadiums lies another kind of genius, quiet, experimental, and unapologetically raw? For decades, Beyoncé has dominated the world stage, a global icon, a perfectionist performer, a cultural force. But then there's Solange, the younger sister, often standing just outside the spotlight, crafting music that bends genre, provokes thought, and speaks to something deeper. One commands millions with choreography and fire. The other slips between soul, jazz, and rebellion, making you feel more than you expected. So now, the question we're asking isn't who's more famous. That answer's obvious. We're asking, who's the real talent? Is it the megastar who redefined pop, or the rebel artist who rewrote the rules? Don't be too quick to answer, because by the end of this video, you might just see things differently. Beyoncé's talent is undeniable. From the moment she stepped into the spotlight with Destiny's Child, there was something magnetic about her. The voice, the stage presence, the discipline, everything about her screamed superstar. She wasn't just singing songs, she was building a legacy in real time. Every note, every step, every moment on stage felt perfectly timed, perfectly placed. Her vocal control is world-class, her performances, flawless. Whether she's belting out Halo under a spotlight or commanding an entire stadium during Coachella, Beyoncé doesn't just perform, she transforms. And it's not just about the music. She's a master of the full package: choreography, fashion, visuals, brand image. She crafts moments that feel larger than life. Cinematic in scale, global in reach. Beyoncé is the standard, the bar. She's what other artists aspire to. The discipline she's carried from her childhood into her career is almost otherworldly. No scandal ever overshadows her artistry. No slip-ups, no chaos, just pure, relentless excellence. But here's the thing. When someone is that polished, that perfect, it makes you wonder, where's the edge? The risk? The unpredictable spark of raw artistry? And that's where Solange steps into the picture. Solange has never chased the spotlight, she's redefined what it means to step outside of it. Where Beyoncé gives us polished perfection, Solange offers texture. Her music doesn't beg for attention, it demands reflection. From her early projects to her breakthrough with A Seat at the Table, Solange carved out a lane that didn't follow. Trends, it set a mood. Her sound is layered with jazz, funk, soul, and deep introspection. It's not made for charts, it's made for healing. There's something courageous about the way she approaches music. She's not afraid of silence, of space, of stillness. While the industry pushes artists to go bigger and louder, Solange often goes inward. She explores Black identity, womanhood, pain, and joy in ways that are personal and poetic. Her visuals are abstract, cinematic, full of symbolism and feeling. You don't just listen to a Solange album, you sit with it, you process it. And while Beyoncé built an empire through flawless execution, Solange built a sanctuary through fearless experimentation. She's not trying to be the biggest name. She's trying to say something real and say it her way. When you think of cultural impact, Beyoncé's name echoes across continents. She's not just a performer, she's a movement. From Single Ladies to Lemonade, her music has shaped conversations around feminism, race, relationships, and power. She's broken barriers in an industry that wasn't always built for women like her, to dominate. And yet, she's done it again and again. She's taken control of her narrative, released surprise albums that shook the industry, and elevated music videos into short films. Beyoncé doesn't just follow the culture, she creates it. But cultural impact isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle, simmering beneath the surface, and that's where Solange thrives. With A Seat at the Table, she gave voice to a collective, emotional truth that many Black women had carried silently for years. She made music that didn't compromise for mainstream appeal, and yet it resonated so deeply, it became a quiet anthem. Her follow-up, When I Get Home, was even more experimental, pushing the boundaries of what an album could sound and feel like. Solange doesn't need a chart-topping single to leave a mark. Her impact lives in the minds of artists she's inspired, in the visuals she's influenced, in the calm resistance she embodies. She isn't trying to please the masses, she's curating an experience for the few who are willing to go deeper. One of the most fascinating things about this comparison isn't just how different their music sounds, it's how differently they've chosen to exist as artists. Beyoncé, even with her power and freedom, still operates within the expectations of superstardom. There's a certain pressure that comes with being the face of excellence. Every move is strategic. Every performance is layered with symbolism, but still universally digestible. She's constantly balancing art and accessibility. And that takes immense talent, but also a level of control that can limit how far an artist is willing to push boundaries. Solange, on the other hand, seems almost completely unbound. She's not tethered to mainstream expectations, and that gives her a kind of freedom most artists, even the biggest ones, rarely taste. She releases music when she wants to. Her visuals are abstract and poetic, often leaving room for interpretation. She can take risks that would be considered too niche, too subtle, or too weird for a global pop icon. And instead of chasing validation, through metrics, she validates herself through meaning. It's almost like Beyoncé is performing on the world's biggest stage with millions watching while Solange is building her own tiny theater in the woods, inviting you in if you're willing to sit, listen, and feel something unfamiliar. Imagine growing up in the same house as one of the most powerful artists in the world. Imagine watching your older sister become a global phenomenon, a symbol of perfection, while you're still trying to figure out where you fit. For Solange, that wasn't just family that was reality. But instead of competing with Beyoncé's legacy, she created her own path, one that didn't look anything like her sister's. That took more than talent. That took courage. Solange didn't follow the industry's blueprint. She rejected the idea that success had to mean mainstream approval. And maybe that's what makes her artistry so powerful. It's not polished for mass appeal. It's raw, intentional, and deeply personal. Every project she's released feels like a statement. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. That's real talent, not just being able to sing or write, but having the confidence to create without needing the world's permission. And as different as they are, that's what makes this comparison so meaningful. Beyoncé redefined the ceiling of what a Black woman could achieve in pop culture. Solange redefined the foundation of what a Black woman could express. They both carry the weight of representation. They just choose to carry it in different ways. So, now, after all the accolades, the innovation, the voices, the vision, we're left with a question that has no easy answer. Who's the real talent? Is it Beyoncé, the iconic performer who has dominated every corner of the industry with discipline, grace, and power? Or is it Solange, the quiet storm, the fearless creator who reimagined what music could feel like? The truth is, maybe it's not about choosing one. Maybe it's about recognizing that talent wears different faces. Sometimes it dazzles under a spotlight. Other times, it whispers from the shadows. Beyoncé gives us perfection, strength, and spectacle. Solange gives us vulnerability, risk, and artistic rebellion. And in a world that often forces women, especially sisters, to compete, the real magic might be in how they've both chosen to thrive, on their own terms. But now it's your turn. Who do you think is the real talent? Are you Team Beyoncé, the queen of the stage? Or Team Solange, the soul of experimentation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't just say who, tell us why. Let's start a conversation that goes deeper than charts and fame. Because talent is more than numbers. It's about truth.